Alright. So I really enjoyed making the vid about Mr. Blue Eyes and who he is and all that brainwashing stuff. And today I'm ready to share more about how Sandra Dorsett and the NightCorp are involved. And today we talk more cyberpunk lore. Hit that subscribe button for more. Let's get into it. Like I said, I am really excited about what the information we found. So if you guys have any comments, suggestions, use the timestamps, use whatever it is you need, and of course just leave your comments all down below and let's get going. Quick overview: Sandra Dorsett, the girl you rescue in the beginning. Later on, she requests you pick up her data shard. You find out with diary entries and through dialogue with Sandra that NightCorp is supposedly conditioning people. We already know conditioning means brainwashing, so we know that people are being brainwashed to do their evil deeds. Okay, cool. You're all caught up. Now let me lay the foundation for my theory. The only mention of NightCorp in all of Cyberpunk Red core reference book is when they give permit to a company known as Ziggurat to allow them to create a city-wide network. If you do not recall, the DataKrash virus created by Rache Bartmoss has destroyed the net. In a matter of speaking, according to the reference book, about 78% of the net is infected with the DataKrash virus. Why is this so bad? Well, just look at it this way. The DataKrash virus was so bad that it bankrupted the new United States government. The securities and safety within the net are now destroyed because of this virus. So really, no one uses the net. The way the virus works is it automatically implants itself to any system that has accessed the net. So every computer that has ever used the internet now has the virus. Netwatch at first did their best to fight off the virus, but they failed miserably. It was so bad, Netwatch actually gave up on the net on March 5, 2033, after years of trying to keep DataKrash Virus and R.A.B.I.Ds under control. This just means technically there is no net for anyone to use, until of course the Citinet Ziggurat created. And who permitted Ziggurat to implement the Citinet in Night City? Well, like I mentioned earlier, it was none other than NightCorp. Hehehe, the plot thickens. Citinet is a cyberpunk version of Google. They even have something called Garden, which resembles YouTube. Hey. This system was so popular that by 2040, most cities in the new United States, the Pacifica Confed, Canada, and the Free States had CityNets and data pools courtesy of the company. Now we get into the theory. Alright, so some of you may be thinking, what does this have to do with the brainwashing and Mr. Blue Eyes? Just wait, it is coming. In the reference book, we are introduced to the enthusiastic founder of Ziggurat. His name is UR, spelled U-R. I thought it was your, but it is pronounced UR. Don't get it confused, he'll get mad. There is definitely something with his name, but for now, the most interesting thing about this dude is he publishes video journals, and they are public for anyone to watch and listen to. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel here. In these journals, however, he often talks about Rache Bartmoss, and I quote, "UR regularly mentions the infamous Rache Bartmoss in a way that indicates the founder of Ziggurat either has or believes they have a personal connection to the renegade Netrunner. However, given the volume of misinformation surrounding Bartmoss, these clues provide little insight into UR's life before the time of Red." So why is this so interesting? Because of the R.A.B.I.Ds. This stands for Roving Autonomous Bartmoss Interface Drones. They are described as digital Rache Bartmoss clones who have become uncontrollable because, well, Rache is dead. And let me reread part of the last sentence. However, given the volume of misinformation surrounding Bartmoss, misinformation would not exist because if you are a clone, it wouldn't be a problem. You kind of know everything about the person because, again, you're a clone. UR can confidently make video journals and talk about Rache Well, because he is a clone himself. Or at the very least, he is being controlled by one of the R.A.B.I.Ds. In conclusion, I think that Ziggurat as a whole company is being run by a brainwashed human thing that is being controlled by one of these R.A.B.I.D clones. And because we already know NightCorp is conditioning people, I believe that they too are a company run by rogue AIs. So why would an evil rogue AI go through all the trouble of creating Ziggurat, then using that to complete their evil plans? Well, because NightCorp was and still is a company that is focused on public works, that looks out for the citizens of Night City. It would make much more sense to create another company disguised as a friendly networking solution and begin its nasty operations from there. This ties into the theory of rogue AIs that are possibly using human hosts to do their bidding, which Johnny makes mention of at the end of the R.A.B.I.Ds questline.
So, thoughts?
Somehow I doubt it's people who are behind this.
So aliens?
Very funny. You're too young to remember this, but not so long ago, people talked about rogue AIs prowling cyberspace.
So, not aliens.
And of course, tying into the info we get from Sandra Dorsett and her diary entries. We don't get absolute proof, but we do get this passage of rogue AIs possibly entering the real world to do as they please. And I quote, "And like all CPP AIs, rogues want bandwidth and storage space and are willing to steal it or even kill living humans to get it. The infamous R.A.B.I.Ds, digital Rache Bartmoss clones who roam the remnants of the old net looking for victims to harass and murder." I'm sure there are plenty of ways to harass people on the net. You know, trolls. But to murder people, that requires a little more work. Yeah, they can hijack turrets and stuff, but I think it's more likely that they hijack a body and murder the person they are after. It's not impossible. I mean, they can use a doll. See what I'm getting at? Okay, so how is this all connected to Mr. Blue Eyes? I think the info we have uncovered here today gives us more proof that Mr. Blue Eyes is a doll controlled by a rogue AI. Either that or he's being brainwashed. So what does this mean for cities that have implemented Citinet? As we mentioned earlier, the new United States, the Pacifica Confed, Canada, and the Free States have all implemented this networking system. I think the rogue AIs are slowly but surely executing a plan of absolute control. If we believe that Mr. Blue Eyes is a doll and is indeed being controlled, then that means that what was happening to the R.A.B.I.Ds couple was all part of the plan. I'm not sure exactly how they executed their plan, but I imagine it's something like this. Someone uses the Citinet, the R.A.B.I.Ds gain control of that person, who could have been Mr. Blue Eyes, then they start doing their brainwashing thing that is currently happening to the R.A.B.I.Ds couple. Imagine megacities that have mayors and corporations that have CEOs under their control. We don't even know how many more countries have implemented Citinet now that we are in 2077. And because the net has been wasted, I think it is safe to assume that many people will turn to the best option available. And as far as we are concerned, the best option is Citinet. Damn, that's mind-blowing. But hot damn, that is crazy stuff. I feel like this game is kind of like becoming the Matrix, where the human race is used as batteries and the AIs just become flying gigantic robots that rule the world. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't even say that's a crazy theory. I also feel like this brings me to a point of satisfaction or some sort of conclusion with the mysteries surrounding Sandra Dorsett and her diary entries. If anything, I feel like this further proves my theories in the previous vids. This kind of just fills in a lot of those loose ends and loose things that I had floating in my brain. And if you have not watched that video, go check it out. And yeah, that is it. What do you guys think? Was the information I found not accurate? Are there holes to my theory? Am I stretching too far? What are your own theories and ideas? I had a lot of fun uncovering all this info, even if I am completely wrong at the end of the day. going through the reference books has made me feel more confident when it comes to cyberpunk lore. There are still so many things to unravel, and I'm excited to see what the community comes up with next. That is going to be it for me in this video, guys. Leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.